everybody, and welcome back to the Misfits of Cinema podcast. I'm your host, Danny Newton, joined as always by my co-host, Derek Rios. How are you today, Derek?
I'm doing good, Danny. I'm doing good.
That's excellent. We are back talking about the second arc of Arcane.
That is correct. Yeah. Episodes 4 through 6.
Yeah, episodes 4 through 6. And it's kind of the connective tissue between the first arc and the last arc.
You got to have the build-up for the boom.
And there is definitely a lot of build-up going down. This part of our arc is, would you say, like 10 years after the fact?
It's about 10 years. So we have about a 10-year time jump.
They feel like they've aged up about that much.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, what's going on is it's kind of like their Independence Day celebration kind of thing, right? Their Founders Day.
Progress Day.
In the background of this whole celebration going on, we are smuggling Shimmer. And because of the Hextech gates that have come online now,
mm-hmm.
they're able to ship cargo basically instantaneously to all these other kingdoms and stuff.
Yep.
Basically, they're smuggling Shimmer all over the world now, and not just into Piltover.
So pretty much in the time jump, Jace and Victor and the Academia College has progressed the Hextech core and the Hextech technology.
Yes.
The underground has been taken over and being run by Silco.
Yes.
And Silco has pretty much how there was a pact before between Vander and Grayson. Now it's Silco and Marcus.
Yes.
Silco's pretty much just making all his profit transporting Shimmer across the globe. And
yeah. He really has changed the way life works in the Undercity completely.
Mm-hmm.
Before, it was just kind of like sleepy backwater town, but, run down kind of area. Now it's all like drug dealer's paradise, in a sense. Just fucking neon everywhere, raves going on all the time, people just being beat up and mugged and killed and stuff like that. And
well, that's the fun part of life.
That's the fun part of life.
This is the place to be.
And it's full of greasy crackheads and stuff, right?
No, I don't know.
But essentially, they turn them all into crackheads and meth junkies.
There's a lot of users, and you see a little bit later that down in the bottom of the barrel slums, you have all the addicts. They're kind of pilfering around near the lakes.
Yeah, that one dude literally ate a rat. It's rough. And
they're all mutating and stuff.
Yeah,
from the drug.
Yeah, they're all horribly disfigured and stuff.
It's actually just like meth. And,
it is.
Yeah.
It very much is. Shimmer very much is an allegory for meth.
Mm-hmm.
When they take that first hit of it, they just fucking full of energy and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then the way it just disfigures them and destroys their life. It really is an allegory for meth. I'll give you that.
So we see Silco's crew bringing on Shimmer onto a boat, one of the airships. The Firelights hit it.
Yes.
Which Firelights is...
well, at this point, we don't know who the Firelights are.
Technically who it is, but
since this is our rewatch, we know who the Firelights are.
Yeah. And hopefully you've already watched it.
Yeah.
And we know that this is Echo's crew. And we'll find that out at the beginning of the next episode.
Mm-hmm.
Echo has kind of made this sect of outlaw.
Yeah, they're essentially like Robin Hood.
Yeah.
They're like Robin Hood and his merry men.
Well, but they're just targeting Silco's Shimmer transportation and trying to stop it pretty much.
Mm-hmm. And when they hit this boat, that's when we're introduced to who Jinx is now, who Powder has become. She's mental.
Yeah,
very much so.
She's gone crazy. She's definitely had some issues.
Yeah. She's dealing with a lot of trauma from getting her friends killed. She's dealing with a lot of trauma from losing her sister.
And her father figure.
And killing the father figure in her life, essentially. Mm-hmm. All of it's to the point she sees these people and talks to them, and they're not there, kind of thing, right? And it's actually to the point that she's got like Milo and
Krager.
Yeah, Milo and Krager's dead. Is it actually their bodies, or is it just supposed to be like?
No, she made dolls of them. She took some items of theirs left over.
See, I wasn't sure if it was dolls or not, because it actually kind of looks like they're desiccated bodies almost.
I think it's not that dark, but she makes pretty much
caricatures
of them. Yeah. Yeah. She talks to him and she is kind of gone crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, it's been 10 years and they think Vi's dead. That's what she's been told. And that's what all of them have been told, except for Marcus, who was the one that arrested her. We find out later that she's just been in prison for this whole time. Just beating the shit out of people in prison.
Actually getting the shit beat out of her from the sounds of it.
Well, the guards beat her up all the time, apparently.
Yeah.
That's prison life, baby.
Yeah, apparently. So, after...
I'd beat her up real good.
After Echo's crew hits the boat, almost all of his guys get killed. Jinx is stacking bodies. And the barge or whatever basically gets completely destroyed. The shipment gets completely destroyed.
Yep. Echo lights the shimmer on fire and they lose the whole shipment.
After that, it kind of cuts over to like all of the stuff going on with Jason, which Jace has kind of become the golden child of the city. Victor is actually in there basically carrying a lot of the work, but he's content to not be the front man.
Well, you see that Victor is sick and dying rapidly. Mm-hmm. Just sickness from from living in the Undercity.
Being exposed to chemicals and toxins and crap all his life. He seems to be the kind of character who is okay living in the shadows like that.
Yeah.
Of somebody else. His goals are like, we made this to improve everybody's lives.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when Heimendinger is like, well, let's give it a decade. We'll iron all the kinks out in a decade. And they're like, we'll probably be fucking dead in a decade. We can't wait on this.
Well, Jace will be alive.
Yeah.
But Victor will probably be dead.
Yes.
And a decade, the difference is he's hundreds of years old. So a decade for him.
Do Yordles have a set lifespan? Or are they like elves? Or are they just thought to live?
As far as I know, they're like elves. They live indefinitely, but I don't think there's a lot of lore on them. They're kind of like a mystery.
Okay.
There's not really any telling.
See, in the back of my head, I was kind of thinking hundreds of years. But
there's only a few Yordles in this. There's the prostitute Yordle. And she looks very old.
Maybe it's like Yoda's species. When 900 years old, you have become kind of thing. But they actually do die eventually.
I mean, maybe, yeah. Heimerdinger, he doesn't look elderly. He's 307. Well, he's probably like 317 by now, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
He doesn't really look like he's senile.
Yeah.
Everything's still functioning well.
He is very cautious and actually very afraid of what they are developing.
He's old enough that he's seen magic, the power. People crave this power.
Yeah.
And he's seen it destroy civilizations.
Yeah, he mentions that.
Mm-hmm. That's what he really fears as they're developing.
Whenever Victor gets to the point that he starts experimenting on plants and stuff like that with it, well, that's one thing he says is like, you got to destroy this.
He actually starts coughing up blood, and it fuses with his blood.
Yeah.
And that's when he realizes that it's working with organic material. And the reason is because technically it's organic.
Oh, okay.
Because remember, these are living beings.
I remember you telling me that it's alive, actually.
These are the souls of the ancient race.
Oh, I didn't realize that. When I took it to be alive, I was thinking like kyber crystals from Star Wars.
No, these are literal souls of the Bracken, which is what Scarum is. He's like a crystalline creature, right?
Oh, okay.
These are their souls, and that's how whenever they die, they pass on their memories. That's how they rebirth.
Okay.
That's why it reacts to organic material, because it is alive.
Heimendinger isn't really okay with what they're doing.
No. Everything else up to this point has been fine, but once people start fusing with the energy, that's when it becomes too powerful.
We also catch up with Caitlin, who has been given just glorified honor guard jobs because nobody wants her to get hurt, but
her parents are high-end diplomats.
Yeah.
And they're like, she has to stay safe.
She's really got that adventurous kind of lust, though. She wants to get out there in the world.
Yeah, she's got
wants to see stuff. I did like the flashback with her and
Grayson.
Yes, with her and Grayson. When she's a kid and they're doing the marksman competition and stuff like that. My use of this rifle protects everything I care about. And that's really what's kind of inspired her to be a member of the Guard. Yeah. She wants to be that kind of person.
We do keep getting a few flashbacks. Victor gets a flashback too in these episodes. You see where when he was a child, kind of is lame, the bum leg, but he's inventing. He's a little steampunk.
Yeah, he's a natural talent.
He has a steampunk boat that he's built, and he runs into Singed. And you see Singed, this is before he creates Shimmer. Yes. You see like the flowers going on the wall that he actually created the Shimmer from. His little pet there, Rio, who has some form of mutation. I don't know what the actual base form of this creature is.
It looks like just a salamander.
Something like that, yeah. But it's been mutated from these flowers.
Okay.
He's trying to preserve this mutation, which later on you see it in the tank.
When I saw it in the tank, in my head I was thinking like they're just extracting it from the creature. It didn't cross my mind that it's coming from the flowers.
That's where Shimmer comes from.
I thought
those rare flowers that grow in this cave.
For some reason, I was thinking that it's like they're milking it from the creature or whatever.
No.
Okay. Just let it die.
It is sad because it was so cute. Even Victor is like, "This is fuck. You're murdering this poor thing," as he was pumping Shimmer into it.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? You got to break a few eggs to cure AIDS or something. I don't know. Which is effectively what some of the benefits this could actually have.
Yeah.
Even you see Silco using it, shooting it directly into his eye to help prevent the bacteria that is corrupted.
Well, you also see it whenever Vi gets stabbed.
Yep.
That's part of the compound that heals her instantaneously.
Yep.
In
small doses, it seems to be like a good benefit.
Yeah.
When used correctly.
In large doses, it turns you into just
a mutant rage monster.
Yeah.
And it's very addictive, apparently.
Yeah. After the whole ordeal at the docks with Jinx and everything, they let Jace be the announcing speaker or whatever at their festival. He wants to announce new technologies and stuff like that. And Heimerdinger convinces him not to, that we're just not ready for it yet.
Yeah, you can see the struggle. He wants to move forward.
Yeah.
But he's still loyal to Heimerdinger.
He wants to be loyal to Heimerdinger because Heimerdinger gave him these opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
It's Heimerdinger.
I'm sorry. My bad. My accent's terrible.
Heimerdinger.
Anyways. He wants to be loyal to his mentor.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And on one hand, that's great. But once he's elevated to like a council member seat, he starts enacting all these measures to try to safeguard his technology. That's when he's told, you're putting down like blockades and stuff, and you're doing inspections that people don't necessarily want done, and you're quickly becoming the most hated person on this council.
So, yeah, pretty much the council sees the value in Jace.
Yes.
Especially Mel. She suggests the idea that they add
Mel,
an 8th seat.
Mel is like manipulating him perfectly from the background.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't know if she actually gives a shit about him. But
I think by the end of it, she does.
Okay.
Because, I mean, at first she starts using him because he's her money bag.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah, she's like...
she can ride him up, essentially.
Yeah, and of course, we find out that she's in exile from her family. Yeah, her family's from Noxus.
See, I'm not sure why she would even be on the council. It's not like she actually represents this nation.
No, but she has money and power, so...
Oh, okay.
That seems to be the quickest way up the chain.
Which, the whole time... So, during the Opera House sequence, when he's doing all the backroom deals and stuff like that...
Yes.
I was sitting there thinking to myself, how does Heimerdinger not know about this? How would he not be in on this?
I just think...
You know what I mean?
It's not that he's oblivious. I think he's trusting. He's overly trusting. He's old, and he probably just doesn't give a fuck about politics. He's just there to run the college. But as for all the shady underhand deals, so pretty much what happens is they vote Jason as the 8th seat to the council.
Yeah.
Which there's always been 7, apparently. So that they add a notch to the table.
Even though there's already another notch down there on the table.
I think...
Isn't it the round table?
Yeah, it's a round table, but it has a crack, right? So I guess they just... I don't know how they filled it in.
So when they were doing their vote thing, I was looking at the chairs. I'm like, why is there just an empty chair over there?
Mm-hmm.
Why is this table not redesigned? Like, I don't understand.
I don't know. So after he gets voted in,
yes.
Jinx actually attacks his lab. It steals the technology.
Yeah.
Steals the technology.
Yeah.
And
steals the hex gem.
Steals the hex gem.
His research.
And kills a bunch of guards.
Yeah.
And Caitlyn gets injured in this.
Mm-hmm.
And Jace starts cracking down on all transportation and trade coming in and out of the city.
Right.
That does upset the other council members because they all have shady on-head deals, right?
Yeah. They're all getting that trade money.
Yep.
That black market money.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, he has to go around and shake a bunch of hands and make alliances and deals of his own. And pretty much he ends up usurping Heimerdinger.
Yeah. Maltalk's been in that shit so easy, too.
Well, Jace has this self-righteous virtue in him. And he truly thinks that Heimerdinger's old ways are what's causing a lot of issues, like Shimmer. Because on his watch, he's not really paying attention because these other council members that he probably trusts are doing these deals. You
got to know that they got a hand in that Shimmer money going in and out.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
He ends up getting voted early retirement.
Yeah.
So he gets voted off the council. And
I guess we notched the table too soon.
Yeah. Get rid of that shit again.
Because he was literally there 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
Voted Heimerdinger out.
He works quick.
Yeah, man.
He's already banging Mel.
Oh, yeah.
Him and Mel hook up.
Which I like that whole scene, too.
The whole transition with him
being
Mel,
juxtaposed with Victor working on the hex core and stuff.
Yeah, Victor at the hex core.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And then the other one where it starts playing the theme song.
Yeah.
The Imagine Dragons song, and you go in through the alley with Vi walking in. I think that's part of it too, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Vi walks in. You actually see the Imagine Dragons avatars in this.
Yeah.
She walks in and beats the shit out of Savika.
Yes. Fucking flying knee kicks or whatever from across the room, apparently.
Straight off the bat. Flying knee to the dome. And you see that Savika has a nice new arm, like a metal steampunk arm that shoots Shimmer straight into it.
Yeah.
And this is a really awesome sequence.
See, that's the thing I'm not really understanding fully about Shimmer. Sometimes it's a mutagen.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's a healing potion. Sometimes Shimmer is straight up steampunk. Like, I'm not sure how Shimmer is running their technology, but I mean, it's magic.
It's magic, yeah. Maybe it just has some power essence to it.
Radiation.
I don't know.
It's one of those things I'm willing to accept just because I don't need to know. All I need to know is that it works.
Yep.
Right? This fight scene between them it's pretty rough, man.
It's sweet. Yeah. It's scrappy. She's just pretty much waylaying on Savika and gets the best of her until Savika reveals that Jinx is working with Silco.
Savika loves this shit too because she fucking hates Jinx.
Oh yeah. You see Jinx almost shoots her. She's just a problem because she is actually insane and she's just an issue and she causes a bunch of trouble.
Right.
And now with her attacking attacking the city folk and killing some of the guards, now it's pretty much going to brew up a war. Which we brushed over is that Caitlyn went and got.
Yeah, Caitlyn went and got Vi out of prison. She got fired after the bombing. Jace pretty much picks her up on her council. Yeah.
So she can do a free will. And she's investigating this on her own. And she goes and finds Vi, gets her out of jail.
Councilman Jace said to release her.
Yeah.
They made him a councilman?
Yesterday. So she uses Vi to pretty much investigate to try to find Silco. And because apparently no one knows about this underground king who runs all of the Undercity.
Yeah.
On the top side, they're completely oblivious.
That brothel really changed Caitlyn into a new person.
Yeah, it did. Right?
It did really in a lot of ways.
Her. Yeah. She found a new side of herself.
Yeah.
So yeah, you have Vi is pretty much out trying to find Jinx.
Right.
Savika just happens to be in the way.
Right. Like I said, their fight scene was really good. I mean, they're pretty back and forth. And then, like, she used the sister reveal distraction just to stab her in the gut.
Mm-hmm. And she's about to win when Caitlyn intervenes.
Yeah. But, and shoots the Shimmer core out of her arm and disables her. So she withdraws.
Pretty much the rest of these episodes, they're kind of on the run and Silco's crew's after them.
Mm-hmm. Silco tries to hide it from Jinx that Vi is still alive. I kind of agree with Savika. Like, why fucking bother hiding it? There's no way to actually... She's right there.
Well,
you know,
one of the biggest changes and one of my favorite interactions is Silco and Jinx.
Yes.
He has become a father figure to her. I love their storyline together.
Yeah.
It's so good. And it really makes the series for me. I mean, everything else is great, but that was definitely the best part of the show. Just seeing the interaction was he's trying to rein her in and he's trying to protect her because he knows that finding out Vi is still alive, it's going to trigger issues. Like she's already seen Vi. When she was on the boat, she sees someone that kind of looks like Vi. It triggers these visions and she starts seeing stuff.
It is really all about the mental tug of war going on between if she's going to choose to be with her sister or choose to be with her new father figure. There is a lot of that. In a lot of ways, in this arc, and very much in the next arc, it's very heartbreaking to watch. Because you want it to go a certain way, but in the back of your mind, you're just like, this isn't going to work.
You want Vi and her to reconnect and for Vi to help her out and fix her, but she's pretty much too far gone. I don't know if it's also because of Shimmer that's affecting her, just the chemicals being down there.
Yeah.
Years of betrayal. She doesn't trust anyone. Even Silco, because he lied to her, she just stops trusting him too.
Right.
She actually traps Savika and ties her up, tortures her for information. Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty rough.
And then the very end,
it goes back to her flashback of just light up the strobe and wherever you are, I will come find you. And that's kind of the whole closing sequence. Is Vi actually finally catching up to her? Because you've been watching for like 2 solid episodes now. Vi just trying to catch up with her. And when she finally does, the person she catches up to isn't who...
She isn't Powder anymore.
Yeah, she isn't Powder anymore.
Powder's dead.
Right. Powder fell down a well.
She did find that. Yeah. A metaphorical well. While they're reconnecting, well, Caitlyn is there.
Oh, man. She's instantaneously jealous of Caitlyn.
Oh, yeah. She's like, oh, you replaced me with someone who, what was the guard called? Enforcers. And enforcers who killed their parents.
Yes, Savika was right. You replaced me with an enforcer.
Yep.
That's what she was saying.
And then the Firelights show up.
Yeah.
And ruin everything.
Because I don't know if the Firelights know that she has a hex core or they're just trying to fucking kill her. I think they're just trying to kill her.
You definitely see, not knowing it's Echo.
Yeah.
Makes it one thing, but you definitely see that Echo has a grudge against her. He blames her for a lot of these issues.
Yeah.
Jinx, I'm talking about. You see them show off multiple times in the series. And the first time was on the boat at the beginning of the 4th episode.
Yeah. The Firelights are all, I said Robin Hood and his Merry Men earlier. Actually, they're more like the Lost Boys, right? It's more like Peter Pan and the Lost Boys. They're literally flying around.
They're flying around on these like hoverboards effectively. And they're pretty sweet. They got some really cool tech. I don't know why they call them the Firelights. I guess because when they fly around, it looks like
they glow green.
Little fires glowing or something. But
yeah, everybody needs a gang name, right?
Yeah,
that's a cool gang name.
And again, the art and the visuals look so fucking good. Yeah, everything looks so clean.
Like I said, color palette is the most on point of almost any series I think I've ever watched. It all looks good. The watercolor, just painting aspect of it just looks amazing.
All the neon colors look great.
Yeah. It's the full package. It's rare that I've just been all so positive about a show. I really can't think of anything in this show that's just, that's fucking stupid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's nothing to hate.
Like, all their motivations make sense. Everything they're trying to accomplish makes sense. The way they come about interacting with each other, arcs that cross over and bring people together, arcs that rip people apart. It's all organic. Nothing feels forced. What's that shit called? Good storytelling.
Oh.
That's what this is.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, it's very rare these days.
It is. But that's because a lot of stuff's already been done. Yeah. It's hard to come up with a unique new story.
And they fucking hit the nail, man.
Well, I'm sure you can go back and compare it to something.
I get
Pocahontas.
it. I get it. It's a, this isn't,
This is just Avatar retold.
this isn't Avatar being every Disney thing retold.
Yeah.
It really isn't. Your two lead characters are strong because they developed them as characters. They're not strong just because they were born strong.
Yeah.
Right? This isn't Rey Skywalker.
I knew he was going there.
This isn't fucking New Mulan.
Oh.
This isn't, we were just born amazing people.
I mean, Disney really sets the bar for just, you're never going to be anything if you're not already that thing.
I'm sorry. It's too easy to pick on Rey Skywalker. Rey Palpatine. My bad.
Yeah. God.
Rey nobody.
Rey the clone.
Rey the clone. But
yeah,
just,
that's
everything is just well developed.
Yeah, it's great. I'm looking forward to the last arc. Hopefully it won't take too long for us to get the last part out.
No, we should get it done pretty soon. Like I said, 10 out of 10. The show is amazing. The only thing that worries me the most about this show is they're going to do a season 2. And they have a lot to live up to.
They do.
With whatever they decide to design. If they decide to continue these stories, or if they just decide to tell like a new anthology. Whatever they could try to go with, they have big shoes to fill.
Yep.
So
we'll talk a little more about the future of the show, hopefully next time. So,
but I think that's about it.
Yep.
That's kind of all I got. Show's amazing. Go watch it. If you haven't, you're stupid.
Hopefully, if you're still listening to this, you've already seen it.
But thanks for joining us. Hit us up on the Facebooks and the Twitters. Let us know what you think in the comment section below. Like, subscribe,
hit the buttons,
click the things.
Bye, guys.
See you later, guys.